So here's what we're going to do. First things first, as always, you have options. Not only are we podcasting the show, but also Odyssey.com Rewind. If you don't want to hear about what we're about to bring up, which is Rico ruining college football, you can go back and get our Red Wings playoff party. You can go back and get me. I got the Tigers winning the Central if they make this one move, and it's easy. Odyssey.com Rewind. But Beanie's update, look, we'll get to deal breakers momentarily, but Rico, I need you in a half-serious manner. Now, I'm not going to get into this whole, it's known how I feel about college sports right now. Both basketball and football have largely been wrecked. I won't even go there with you. I just want to focus on the absurdity. I thought they agreed to a 5+7, 12-team playoff. Mm-hmm. Now, before you even have the first 12-team playoff, they're already 24 to 48 hours later negotiating a 14-team. What? 12 to just go to 16 if that's what you want to do. Why the hell did you ever approve the 12?
Or why are you even talking 14? Mike, this is where we agree. I think a lot of it comes from the fact that they're seeing the dollar signs and they're seeing the potential. People are going to want to watch these games, the playoff games, and you're thinking, well, it's too many of them. And I'll give you this. Whoever, let's just say the top two teams are going, so 12 versus, number 2 seed versus 16 or 14 probably won't be a good game. But you're looking at the middle teams as being good games, and they're like, it's going to be revenue there. They're looking at what happened in the last couple of semifinal games, and people are going to be glued to their set. They're greedy. I can't put it any other way. They're just being greedy. Plus, you got to be able to pacify the Big Ten and the SEC. And if they're coming to the table saying, we want to expand this more because we want a bigger cut of the pie, we don't want you guys to leave, so we'll just concede and give you whatever you want because you're holding all the cards.
Is anyone out there willing to just say the quiet part out loud? The part that'll get you made fun of by hyenas like Rico and Kenny and David?
That's just mean and hurtful.
Churlish. Listen, this is gross. It's gross. Like, it's okay to just say it.
How's it gross?
It's gross because it's the equivalent of
and we're being serious, so no.
Yeah, no, you get to a point where the decisions are only based on money. There is nothing about the health of the sport or what actually makes sense. And essentially, the Big Ten and the SEC are playing the role of Don Corleone. We're just squeezing out, listen, I want a bigger piece of your hooker business.
No, you're saying,
it's
Mike.
It's not even football.
No, it is football. And what you are seeing is college football is looking at what their bigger brother is doing and saying, it works for them. Why won't this work for us? They're the kings of Sunday and Monday night. Why can't we be the kings of Friday and Saturday night? They're looking at the NFL. And everything that the NFL is doing and expanding and doing all these different things and going full streaming for playoff games. And you know what? People follow and they made money. And I think college football is saying, why limit ourselves? Let's be like our big brother, the NFL. Let's do that because the money is out there.
So here's where you're going to end up, whether you agree with this or not, or whether you realize it or not. I'm not really interested in having the conversation because it's pointless and I know I'm right. Sorry, not sorry. They're going to do exactly to college football what they did to college basketball. They will live to serve the postseason tournament only, and the regular season is fugazi. It will mean nothing. The college tournament at, what are we at now? 72, 144, 72. 96?
72.
The only thing that matters is March Madness. Nerds like me and you, and I say that affectionately, will watch the regular season.
But see, Mike, I think the same will happen with college football, except because there's fewer games. I think this will actually benefit college football because it will become more like the NFL where your September games will now be meaningful because you'll get the crossover action because you kind of need that to separate yourself down the line.
So let me ask this question. I feel like I'm walking into a rake because the topic disgusts me. I find it gross. It's obscene. What's the magic number? Like, what's the number that they need to get to so they can just stop?
To me, they've already gone past the magic number. In all fair, it was 8.
The number, okay. So you and I actually agree for the record.
Yeah.
But now that we're at 12,
it's 16.
Looking at 14. So you're telling me at 16, we can stop.
At 16, we have to stop. It's like, because if you go past that, now it's almost becoming like a 6-6 team in the bowl game. where there's really no reward of making it that far. I thought 8 was good because you could get your 5 conference champions. This is when the Pac-12 still existed. Plus, you get the 3 at-large bids. So you can get your Notre Dame, you can get your Group of 5 team, or you can get that second-best team in a conference that lost out in their conference title game. 16 to me is the max. I don't know what we're waiting for. 14 is pretty stupid to me.
Okay, so you're saying 16. Kenny, what's the magic number where these greedy pigs stop?
I was with you guys. I was happy at 8, maybe even 6, but I would have been perfectly happy with 8.
But that's great. Now answer my question. What's the magic number where these feckless losers stop destroying the sport? Is it 14? Is it 16? Hey, want to go to 32?
I think it may already be there, but 14 is probably my answer, yeah.
I got bad news for you, Kenny.
I know.
It's going to be 16.
Minimum. I 100% know that.
But my point is, and this is the hee-hee-ha-ha part, see, Rico sits at these tables. He's in the network meetings. You know they're already crafting a way to go to 32 teams.
Yeah, he's Mr. TV Markets over here.
No.
They're going to go to 32.
I don't think you can go to 32 because
why? They're paid professionals.
No.
Hell, maybe they'll sync their playoffs right up with the Super Bowl, too. Ooh, because we're the NFL.
32 teams, 12 games. It's not going to work because now you've dipped into the whole. You got a 7-5 team in there. You got a 6-6 team in there.
But they're the NFL now,
right? But the NFL caps it, and they're like, you can be good, but yeah, we don't want that team with a losing record. Now they're forced to take a division,
more eyeballs,
a bad division,
more eyeballs, more cheddar, more cheddar, more teams.
I thought we were having a serious discussion.
No, I am.
No, I don't feel like it's being serious.
No. I am not being sarcastic at all. I'm being dead serious. If you think these slobs are going to stop at 16, you haven't been paying attention.
There comes a point of diminishing returns where,
really?
Yeah.
Why is March Madness about to go to 98 teams?
It's Mike. They've been talking about that for the last decade, and it doesn't go that far because in the end, people say the same thing. You have to have a cutoff point, and we've already hit that saturation point. We've given you the play-in games, and now we're done.
David.
All right, you want sarcastic? I'll give you sarcastic.
No, I don't.
48 teams is what it's going to be. We haven't even had 12.
Why even have a regular season? Why don't we just start at 133 and whittle it down from there?
August 31st, we start the tournament.
I thought we were going to have a serious discussion. It's just sublime to ridiculous.
We haven't seen 12 yet, and we're talking 16.
But David,
14.
here's the serious, non-sarcastic thing I will add to this. It mirrors the very absurdity of NIL. They dropped the most game-changing rule, if you will, with no guardrails. They're doing the same thing with the playoff. We're going to go to 12. One problem, we don't have a TV deal. And 24 hours after we settle on 5+7, Rico's boys are out here talking about 14.
Because, Mike, as you would say, the quiet part, nobody heard, this 12 number was ridiculous to start off with. I don't know why we agreed to this, but years ago, that was the best that you were going to get. You had to expand it, and people years ago, remember, 12 didn't just get decided yesterday.
It took 10 years.
Right. So at the time, 10 years ago, I was saying either you go 8 or you go 16. I was hoping they would just stop at 8 because at that point, it's still some prestige in making the playoffs. But if you're going to go 16, then yeah, you're going to get the top 16 teams in there plus a group of 5 team or top 15 teams plus a group of 5. It's football. It's going to be matchups that you're going to want to watch. And it's not going to go the route of college basketball, but nerds like me, yes, I do like December basketball when you see Duke versus this team. And it's a good team, and you're not afraid to lose it because it's not going to hurt you if you lose it because you can say, yeah, we had 3 losses, but we lost to this team, and this team, and all 3 are in the playoffs.
Look, the only positive I can take out of the conversations of the last 48 hours, it sounds like Notre Dame is pissed. Yeah. It sounds like the tax they're putting on Notre Dame is you can't get a bye week. You won't ever get into the top 4 unless you're in a conference. And I know what's about to happen. We value our independence. I already imagine somewhere Caller Rob is out there doing donuts in a parking lot in a pure rage. The point is, you eventually have to drop your pride and do what's best for business. The best business is winning a national title, and it is going to be joining a contract. a conference. Because this Notre Dame TV deal, you create 2 super conferences that have all the big brands, and all those big brands, they ain't playing you no more.
Dude, Notre Dame is desperate right now.
Well, my point would be Big Ten needs to go get them.
I don't think they do.
Okay, well, I disagree.
Mike,
I'll tell you what, you want to do one segment on it?
Yes.
Let's just do that.
Yes.
And we'll do Who Said It at 4:30.
Yes, I do, because you're not going to just throw that in there.
Sarcastic and churlish.
Yes.
Go ahead.
Oh, boy.
Go ahead.